You mean what I'm getting into? You haven't heard? SLZ's got a new talk show. SLZ presents The Darker Side of the Truth, powered by Backboard Fly. Yeah, you know it. Gonna take over, taking over. SLZ's, you dig?
What's going on, everyone, and welcome to the pilot episode of SLZ's official talk show, The Darker Side of the Truth. I'm your host, Kevin. Today's topic is social media. Here joining me today is Cassie, Khelz, Sancheska, and Khelz. I want to thank you guys for being here. Appreciate it. So, as you all know, social media is always, changing the way we interact with people. I personally use it for sliding into the DMs, and I'm not ashamed to admit that. But we're here to discuss how social media is influencing our generation. So actually, Carl, let me start with you. How do you feel about that? How do you think social media is impacting us?
I mean, to be honest with you, I think in a bad way. Talking about, the people who's actually on social media, how they're utilizing it, whether it's, kids as young as like 13 years old, can you imagine if that was your daughter going on social media and seeing things, you wouldn't want them to see.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah, Sancheska, how do you feel?
I think it's definitely going in a bad direction due to like the suicide rates and cyberbullying, and I think too many of the younger kids are too exposed to it too early, I guess.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I would disagree with that. I think social media has been great. I mean, if you look at it right now, we really the age of information, right? Where back then, like information got spread out from like newspapers, right? If you're talking way back, then it went through like TV shows where you got the news from. Right now, social media, you getting stuff. Like right now, like something happened right now in Baghdad, we know about it in 2 seconds because of social media. Something happened in Paris right now, we know about it now on social media. And information is just flying. We just taking in information like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, for our generation, we know everything around the world as it's happening. You know what I mean? Because of social media. I can't really say it's a bad thing. I mean, for our generation, it's good because literally we are plugged in to the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think there's pros and cons to that, because although there's a lot of information out there, there's some things that shouldn't be on there, including people's personal lives, but just craziness. For example, with Craigslist killer. You go on Craigslist, you're looking for a job, looking for a house, and you end up dead. You know what I mean? Exaggerating, but you know what I mean? So, yeah, there is good information there, but then there's also, like, a lot of kids are influenced by things they shouldn't be, or they want to be like whatever they see, and what they see might not really be what it is, so it depends.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, I'm going back to saying it's bad just because, again, you see all the false information that's being posted online, and we are going by, we are feeding off those false information. Every day we see on Facebook of false information on an actor or an actress. The people claiming those actors are dead, or this person attacked that person, and come to find out that's not true.
Yeah.
If you're using that information, feed up other things, and you get false information, it's not going to be beneficial to you.
It's funny you mention that because I think a new trend now is fake news.
Right.
As you see. How do you guys think about that?
I think you gotta be a smart intake of news. So I mean, there's gonna be a whole bunch of stuff you're gonna see on social media, but you gotta know how you gotta be critical of the shit you see.
Yeah.
So like you see something, you gotta analyze it before you just think, oh, everything I see is real, because that's not, even off social media, everything you see may not be exactly what it is.
That's very true.
So you gotta just be smart on how you taking in this shit you see on social media.
Yeah.
Right. You know what the old saying is? If it's online, it must be true. If it's online, it must be true, right?
That's right. Yeah. So let me go to the second question, because now this is just me personally. As soon as I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do, is check social media. I'm in my bed, I'm checking it up. So Khelz, I'll ask you, do you think social media has made us lazy?
Nah, not really. Because some people say is that like, well, we're lazy if we just texting on our phone instead of interacting with people. But on social media, you can interact with 4 or 5 people all at one time. You can have 3 or 4 conversations going all at one time. That's not really lazy. You're not having that face-to-face interaction, but interaction is still interaction. You're still holding conversation. You still have to know how to carry one. You carry more than one with 5 different people about 5 different topics all going at one time, and you gotta be able to just switch back and forth.
Yeah.
So you gotta. I would say it's even harder because you have to be able to switch back and forth so fast.
Yeah.
So I can't make you lazy.
What do you guys think?
But I think in real life, it kind of makes us lazy. Yes, we can carry a conversation over the phone and behind a computer screen, but when we're sitting face to face, I feel like most people can't carry on conversation.
Sure.
So in that way, it kind of makes us lazy, I guess.
Yeah, adding to what she said, we all seen the TV show Catfish. Half of the time, you're online, you don't even know who you're talking to.
Yeah.
And again, you don't know who you're talking to, you get false information, your kids being exposed to it. So there's a lot of negative things than positive, I feel like.
Absolutely.
What you think?
I don't know, I have to disagree with that. Just because it's just think about how many times we've sat at a dinner table, or if you even do that anymore with people and you're glued to the phone. No one is actually interacting with each other. So it makes us lazy in the sense where you feel like you don't need to speak to people, and that's actually not a good thing. It's a bad sign of communication, honestly, to not be able to sit and look you in your eye and speak to you responsibility. You know what I mean? So I think it definitely makes us lazy.
Yeah.
We're prone to just. You could be in the other room, and I could just easily get up and go speak to you, but I gotta call you and say 1, 2, 3, and then you know what I'm saying. So
Right.
that sounds convenient, but at the same time, it's still lazy.
Yeah, that conversation has been going on for the longest. Because if you go back again, right? So if you say this is only this generation like that, back then they said, well, when the TV came out, it was well, you have the dinner table, but you're not talking to people because everybody's watching TV.
Right.
Okay, or back even further, it was everybody's reading their newspapers, nobody's talking to each other, and they're not interacting with each other. So that kind of conversation has been going on for a while. But I think that we, as a generation, we're still doing exactly what the past generations did, just with a different format. You feel me? And I think we still have conversations if we really need to get down to it. I think we can still carry on in the same way. It's not really social media's fault. It's just that is this generation's idea of what's poison.
So basically, what you're saying is, we are advancing, and form of communication that's advancing. So you feel like it's that form of communication that's advancing, and it's not us being lazy.
Right. It's just this, every generation it's always something that's poisoning the youth.
Right.
Today it's just social media is this devil that's poisoning the youth. And it's this bad thing where it could be used for positive.
Sure. Guys, you want to
add to that? Well, it's just if you think about. For example, like she was saying earlier, all the kids that are watching someone that they want to be like, but they can't be like, or the norm. The society has things shaped a certain way. So it's if you're not this way, then you're not accepted. You can't sit with us. You know what I mean? So I wish there was a different way to make it so that everyone's accepted and everyone's equal throughout, but that's impossible. And I don't know, social media is the reason, honestly.
I mean, that goes back down to like family values. I don't know if social media could take the full blame for that. I think it's how parents raise their kids. If you raise your kids to, accept people, you raise your kids to not discriminate against people or bully people. You feel me? It doesn't matter if social media is the way you're going to do it. I mean, if you're raised the right way, you're going to do the right thing. If you're raised the wrong way, you're going to do the wrong thing. So even if you're raised the wrong way, social media might help you pick on people, but if social media wasn't there, you're still going to be doing the exact same thing.
Yeah. I was going to say, obviously in the news we hear now about cyberbullying and the way kids use social media to bully other kids. It's different because, when we were growing up, we were, we had the bullies who were like going to the school bus or, back in the schoolyard. I'll meet you outside. There was a certain time. So now it's all about, social media, what people say. So just quickly, what are you guys' thoughts about that?
Well, my whole thing is, as we get older, it's the younger generation that runs, that runs society. They're the ones that are going to be the future doctors and, nurses or whatever after us, the lawyers and everything. So what they see and how they portray things and how they see the world also, like, that includes politics and everything else that goes on. It affects our turnout, our future. So, yeah, that's how I feel like
I can go back to what Khelz saying. It's all about family values. If you teach your kids right, they're going to do right. But, that's what you're teaching in your house. But, outside in the real world, they're exposed to a lot of stuff. But I feel like not only it's a parenting job, but also we got to take the industry into consideration. If you're able to produce a product where it's being used for certain things, you should be able to have something that's remaining certain information on that. People are accessing it.
Right. No, I would agree to that point. I mean, like the creators of whatever social media platform that is, they should have some way to protect its users. You feel me, from whatever type of activity might be happening on there. But again, back to my original point. I mean, like if kids gonna bully, they gonna bully regardless. Like it might be on a computer.
So you saying that's normal?
I mean, I'm not saying it's normal. I'm saying it's a problem that's been there. It's not even due to.
So you don't think it's a social media?
Nah,
it's the way they were raised.
Right. I mean, kids today might bully on a computer, but bullying can happen in a classroom. Bullying can happen in a schoolyard. Bullying can happen on a school bus. Bullying can happen wherever. So it's not necessarily social media that's like creating this target for kids. Saying that it can happen anywhere.
Right.
It could happen anywhere, but when there's a computer screen between two people, it's like there's nobody there to stop it. Like in the classroom, the teacher can stop it. On the bus, the bus driver. But when it's like you and somebody else, nowadays you can like report or like report somebody's page or whatever and get them like disactivated or whatever. But it's like they can always make another account. You know what I mean? It's like
at the same time, you shouldn't even be on social media. Honestly,